All right, how everyone is doing? I promise no more rent this morning. I'm done. All right, guys. So, two sec. All right, that should be better with the sound. All right. So, good morning, everyone. I hope you had a great evening, great morning so far. I promise no more rents this morning. I'm done. Rent is done. I'll leave you alone. All right, so let's look at the market. And what I still see is constructive. All right, I know there's a lot of negativity, but I don't think that the market is too bad here, actually. And I think there's an opportunity on the long side. What it will, where it will go, will it work? That I don't have any clue. All right, but I think there's some interesting action that are worth engaging, and that's why I took exposure yesterday. All right. What I do see, all right, so QQQE again, pulling back, made a low last week, run up right into declining 21-day mid structure. And what we talked about in the last few days is what will the price do from here? All right, so you have a couple scenario, and I explained four. So either that you reclaim the 21-day mid structure right away, either that you reject and roll over to a new low, meaning that the pullback is longer and deeper. Third scenario is you reject and form a higher low, meaning that the buyers are stepping in, sellers are not that aggressive, and you create that higher low on the right side before eventually maybe some tight range or reclaim of the structure. Or the fourth scenario is you just tighten up inside the 21-day mid structure, going sideways, building pressure for ultimately either a reclaim or breakdown. All right, so far with yesterday's action and Brett being actually neutral and buyers stepping in pretty aggressively on the rejection, I'm playing and I'm anticipating the scenario number 3. All right, being the higher low being made and potentially a reclaim, and that would make sense as well with the broad market being healthy in an uptrend. And if you look at the indices, all right, that's the picture that we have. And we have the RSP making new high, the Dow Jones making new high, the NYSE making new high. Then you have IWM that reclaim its 21-day mid structure after that shakeout and did that back test yesterday into a rising 21-day mid structure. So that's basically what we discussed last weekend, right? So you have the brown market and kind of the other sectors breaking out and being very healthy. You have the small caps that are pulling back into rising structure, while the NASDAQ and the lagging tech sector is trying to make a higher low. All right, so it's still lagging, but it's setting up. And what I do like is that group, that sectors as a catch-up trade. All right, so everything that broke out, so you think about materials, you think about defense, everything that is up here already extended. I don't want to play that. I think that the setup is on those mega caps on this tech sector from oversold. So we are contracting for a very long time. All right. So since April, that made a high. And since then, Brett has been contracting in that giant base. So you can see that as distribution, but I personally see that as accumulation. So we had plenty and plenty and plenty of opportunity to crash and to start a real downtrend from here, but we didn't. If we roll over here, then okay, I will reassess and think otherwise. But if we reclaim structure from here, and Brett is hooking up from oversold with potentially a higher low, so divergence on the Brett as well, then it means that the market is strong and the tech group and sector is trying maybe to catch up and close that gap. That's my play. All right, that's what I'm trying to play here. Obviously, there's no guarantee, and I think that you guys already knew this, and that's how I trade. I don't trade in certainty. I trade in probabilities. All right. It means taking trades when not everything is confirmed, and that's how I trade. All right. So I already explained that yesterday and why I went for Meta and AVGO. I wanted to get that a bit safer, slower moving mega cap exposure, and again seeing that as the catch-up trade. And I went for the two names that were diverging and actionable. All right, so you have the QQQ trying to make that higher low or sideways action or whatever, and you have those two names that are already above their rising 21-day moving structure, so reclaim last week or even last month for Meta, and are pulling back into their rising 21-day moving structure and trying to make a higher low, but from above, not from below, from above. So that's the divergence that I'm playing in those two mega cap tech names. All right. Today, if I have traction, if we confirm that setup, then I will look to build some exposure in a bit more speculative names, smaller names, smaller market cap names, but working with those two, if they work, with kind of my core position in my portfolio. All right, so that's my goal. Let's see if it works today, but so far I like the action. Love the rents. Thanks. I'm not feeling good about the rent, but that's the game about managing a community. But I hate those rents, and let me tell you why. Because when I have to do rents, it means that I'm putting myself on one side, and I have to defend something, which for some is taking the perma bull side, but it is not. It's just that thinking in probabilities, thinking in odds, and I don't know shit what will happen, right? But when I have to defend something and do a rent, it puts yourself in defending something, and it creates a bias after that not that you want to be right, but as you stand for something, then you kind of put yourself in a small bias in your head. So I really hate those. But yeah, I think it's important to just keep things clean. And when I see something that don't make much sense, then I need to rectify. What's the risk? Sometimes it's in the trading pit. Sometimes it's in here. I try to keep them small and a bit everywhere. It's just me trying to explain what I stand for and what this place is all about. And sometimes it takes the form of a rant. All right, so let's continue, guys. So again, think about those 4 scenarios. All right, and like I said, we are potentially in scenario 3 and 4. But if we reject and we cannot reclaim structure today or tomorrow or next week, then it means that the scenario 3 and 4 are basically invalidated, and we might have to look for a rollover. And in that case, I will close my exposure and wait for the next potential opportunity. All right, that's all I can do. All right. Let's look at the focus list now. Couple interesting names. All right, so WDC. So yeah, I thought about that last week. I think it was a big mistake for me to close SNDK, WDC, VRT, and Core. I should have kept them, but that's my bad. That's how I learn. And yeah, striving to be better every market cycle. Next time I will be better. No stress. That's how we improve. But yeah, so memory stock came back into play. We had nice setup in WDC. Micron, I wanted to engage yesterday, but missed that. And now everything is gapping up huge. So yeah, won't be into play this morning. I still like Intel. So semiconductor still setting up. I still like that chart, creating higher low, potentially with a shakeout 2 days ago. You can look at yesterday's high, reversal pivot for an entry. Then CoreWeave, software. I know software is really, really bad. But if the sector is trying to bottom and you're trying to play that, then CoreWeave does have that divergence and decoupling action. All right, so you have the sector. So if you look at IGV, I know it's not the same team and group, but it's still software. So you have software trying to make a low, potentially a higher low if it's acting good today, and while the group is trying to make a higher low below a declining structure, then you have CoreWeave already reclaiming structure and trying to make a higher low inside of it. So that's kind of a nice divergence that could be in play. All right. Whoop, not the right one. Sorry. And yeah, the last one, I already in it, but Meta still looks very good. So you can look at yesterday's high, pivot reclaim for the daily reversal. We do have that reclaim, even earnings gap, pull back into rising structure, higher low on the right side. And now we have Bill Hackman on our side. He's able to pump it up. He's able to cry on national TV. So yeah, let's see how Meta goes. If it works or if it fails, but all I know is the setup is there. I see you have added quite a few of your TLab screeners. Could you at the end go through? That was just to play around outside of kind of my liquid laters universe. But I'm not using them on a daily basis. All right, so they are Alex tagged. So I just created kind of the same liquid leaders scans, but for the broad market. So I'm just using that for an experiment for new TLMM dashboards. But I'm not using them. All right. So what I do have in my favorites are the only two scans that I'm using. So the liquid leader scan and the liquid leaders 21 DMA structure pullback. That's everything that I need. BE, yeah. Yeah, it's still setting up a bit too high. Should gap up above 1 ATR from the 21 EMA. Yeah, it's still setting up. You can definitely go after it, especially if you have some weakness to retest structure. Then yeah, it would be a good entry. It likes to drop in the morning, so don't try to chase strength. Just be careful to go for that weakness in that name. Okay, what else? Watch list. I wanted to quickly review the mega caps as well, like we did yesterday. So buy RS rank. All right. I almost executed Nvidia, but a bit too close to earnings. I might regret that, but you have a big base, all right, and everyone is calling that a stage 3 distribution. I don't know what will happen, but if it does break out from that flat base, and if you just look at that right side, you have a proper low cheat base, all right? So you have that downtrend reclaim, so kind of that downtrend line breakout, going sideways in that base, big beautiful shakeout of the right side, beach ball underwater. That's typical Mark Minervini low cheat base right here on Nvidia. Let me add that into Focuslist. That might be in play. Now it's gapping up, maybe not on strength. That would be kind of chasing the breakout. But if you're more of a breakout trader, I think there's definitely a play here in Nvidia. And yeah, I didn't include it at first last night because earnings are pretty close, and AVGO has earnings pretty close as well. I don't want to have two position kind of in the same group in mega caps having close earnings. But yeah, so Nvidia still setting up. Apple, I still think is the short-term leader here. I want that pullback into rising 21 DMA structure, and I will go after it if we do. Google kind of living below the 21 DMA structure. I think it needs more time to digest. Tesla, I want to see that right side. All right, I want to see that reject the structure. I want to see that making a higher low, or if it pushes today, then higher low inside the rising 21 DMA structure as we backtest. Lili looks like a breakdown, nothing to do there. Meta we discussed. Amazon below declining structure, and Microsoft below declining structure. Very weak, nothing to do here. So I think that Apple might be actionable soon. Nvidia actionable. Google still have to wait. AVGO was actionable yesterday, today. Tesla need more time. Lili, nothing to do here. Amazon and Microsoft, nothing to do. So team in focus that we discussed over the weekend. Semiconductor, look at that. We reclaimed backtest and made a new high yesterday. So that might come back into play as kind of the group leading tech out of that pullback. You have metals and mining that we discussed waiting for that backtest. Look what we had yesterday. So it's still looking very good of the right side. Aerospace and defense, a bit weaker than I would have liked yesterday. We do have kind of that higher low backtest of rising structure, but that was a weak close. So I would like to see more on that. Biotech, that was a nice shakeout, potential higher low yesterday. So if you want to play that with XBI, Labu, not going after individual names as biotech as huge risk, but if you want to play the group, I still think that it's setting up pretty nicely. And retail kind of lagging and breaking down from that backtest attempt. I don't really like, so I'm removing that. So it's still the same team that I think are in focus. Still looking good, still building. Maybe aerospace and defense will fail, but we'll have to see how it reacts to the 21-day move structure today. What are my thoughts on DG? It's looking good. I never like to see Dollar General setting up, but it is what it is. Yeah, it's a tough name to trade, but yeah, it looks like it wants to trade a bit lately. But yeah, we're building higher low in the rising 21-day move structure. You can look at yesterday's high, pivot to confirm the daily reversal. So yeah, there's definitely a play here. Is there a way to sort screen by sector or industry in TLab? What do you mean? Okay, yeah. So you can add here, you can add the industry sectors, all right? So you can move them around, you can put them here. But once it's done, then you go in sort by, and you go into profile, and you can sort by industry, all right? So everything is sorted by industry, you can sort by sector, etc., etc. Too late for micro. Yeah. I almost executed that yesterday. But yeah, too late. There was a really great opportunity yesterday, and I missed that. It gapped up, and I was looking at it very closely as we retested that recent swing high. That would have been such a great entry. But yeah, now it sucks. Now it's gone. Now it's well above proper entry. So yeah, waiting for reset up or go without me. I don't know. Any comment about the 20% LAU on earning? Overreaction on news? Don't fight with price, man. If it's down 20% on earnings, then I don't have a clue what should be the good reaction. If institution and investors don't like the earning, then it is what it is. It's trading below a declining 21-day move structure. And for me, when that happens, then it simply means that there's no play there. I want to see the reclaim and backtest. That's a proper setup. And sometimes it goes, sometimes it fails. And when you ran up against a declining 21-day move structure, then that's not a setup. All right, I want to position myself when this happens. All right, that's where I want to engage. Yeah, ATA is tight. Healthcare, and yeah, we discussed healthcare potentially setting up. Ions. Pharma as well, leading. Good volume, good market cap. Yeah, it's looking good. TTMI. Yeah, I kind of removed it from my focus list. I find it a bit choppy, to be honest. Not really interested in trading that anymore. Just looking at how it traded intraday, I think there will be better stuff to trade. Yeah, so L3RS still setting up, and that's kind of with the aerospace and defense group that we discussed. So trying to make a higher low in the 21-day mid structure. You have those names trying to do the same things. So yeah, they're definitely trying to set up again. Yeah, I would be careful with new. It's trying to reject the structure, so maybe wait for some strength or at least short-term trend range breakout. Yeah, now that's a really good chart. Yeah, so you have your cup and handle. So Bill O'Neill would be all over that. So you have that cup, that right side handle, trying to make a higher low right here. Yeah, that's a pretty solid chart. I like that one. Do I use intraday charts for your entry? No, not at all. I'm just trying to be focused at a higher level, focusing on the larger setup structure. So let's take you, for example. I just want to be focused on the larger setup, on where we are on the right side, trying to build constructively inside the 21-day mid structure. So right here, we're trying to make a higher low. It's looking constructive. Buyers are in control. The group is looking good. Then I want to buy that kind of larger setup inside the 21-day mid structure, as long as we are below 1 ATR from the 21 EMA. That's all I care. Sometimes I use kind of the daily reversal pivot or the 21 EMA reclaim as a signal, but to be honest, that's not really important to me. That's all about buying the larger setup, and that's the same thing that I did with AVGO, buying kind of the reclaim and backtest, and the same thing that I bought with Meta, the reclaim, backtest, higher low, kind of the short-term constructive action within the larger trend and price action cycle. That's what I'm looking to engage, not specifically intraday chart patterns. So STX, again, all those names are gapping up this morning. I'm not looking to engage in those gap up. I think they are too extended. So same thing for SNDK, gapping up 7%. Either buy right or don't chase, and don't chase. So the right place to buy was in the last few days. And again, it just reinforced the point, what I'm trying to teach you guys. When everything is green and everything is confirmed and everything is clear, then your leaders are gone. If you wait for all the market and everything to be a green light, then you're late to engage in those leading groups. All right, that's always the same thing, and that's always why I try to engage early, when there's still a lot of negativity, when I do have to fight the whole Discord room, not because I want to fight and I'm always bullish. simply because I'm able to recognize how the leading groups are acting, how they are setting up, and sometimes they do confirm, sometimes they do just do rollover. But when the picture is all green, then those groups are making all-time high, and you're too late to buy. That's always the same thing. Yeah, so the question is, how do you enter intraday if you are seeing daily charts? I just explained that. I focus on the larger price action, being constructive and buying the area, the larger setup. I don't care about intraday trigger or anything like that. I do want to see some weakness. I don't like to buy intraday high, and I won't buy if we are kind of and I don't try to buy. Sometimes there's reason to do so, but I'm trying not to buy if we are more than one ETR on the day or one ETR from the 21 EMA. Means that we are extended. But otherwise, I try to stay as close as the 21 DMA structure as possible, and just trying to engage when there's a short-term weakness intraday, or when I sense that we are building constructive action for maybe a push. All right, so do you buy the CEO? Do you buy the company, or you buy the chart? That's what you have to decide, Lionel. I don't care about what they do, to be honest, and I explained that at the start of the call. What I'm saying is Meta is leading short term. Meta already reclaimed its 21 DMA structure 2 weeks ago. Big earnings gap, so institution likes it. It's pulling back into the rising 21 DMA structure. It's making a hard low inside the rising 21 DMA structure, while the Nasdaq is trying to make a hard low below its 21 DMA structure. So it's leading the group, it's leading the indices, the index, and that's what I'm playing. That divergence, that decoupling from the group itself. Yeah, that's what I just did. I'm a technical trader. I don't care about what stocks do. I'm just finding relative strength. I want to be in the strongest stuff. And right now, like I explained, I think there's a catch-up trade in tech, in mega caps, and that's what I'm trying to position myself for. And again, I'm wrong a lot. I'm always wrong. But when I'm right big, and when I'm wrong small. That's the game. All right, so last one, then we'll end the session. All right, guys. So, game plan for today. I don't want to repeat myself, but that's the same kind of scenario that I'm watching. I'm still on my potential Harlow structure being made below the 21-day structure for NASDAQ. I have no clue if we reclaim or reject. If we reject, then back to wait time. But I do think that there's something going on. It's worth a shot, and if it doesn't work, then back to cash, back to waiting. And if it does work, so if we do have good action today, if we have that McClellan summation hookup, backed by good breadth, backed by price reclaiming structure in the 21 EMA, then I want to press it. All right, I want to increase my exposure. I only have 1.4% new exposure risk, despite the fact that I'm 55% exposed. So exposure doesn't mean a lot. Look at the risk, and the risk is my NAIR. So it's 1.4%. It's still pretty small for me. It's not being aggressive at all. So I want to increase that if market is good and seems to confirm the higher low scenario. All right. So have a good day, everyone. Cheers, and please keep an open mind. Keep an optimistic and positive mind as well. We'll survive. We got this. If it doesn't work, then we'll wait for the next opportunity. All right. Take care, everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye.